What a vapes. One unsolicited fact about me is that I am a picky person, especially when it comes to anime or manga. I don't just take recommendations. I will do my full research and only then I'll start watching or reading something. Because if there's something I hate more than Mr. Beast trying to lure in the One Piece community, is that I hate to waste my time on a mid-anime or manga. However, if there is one person I would trust absolutely with any recommendation, then that would be Tatsuki Fujimoto. I am so sure that whatever this gentleman suggests would be the most hilarious, yet gut-wrenching or obscure to say the least. I have read 2 of his recommendations as of yet. First one is My Broken Mariko by Waka Hirako, and the second is I Want to Hold Aono-kun So Badly I Could Die by Umi Shina. I read My Broken Mariko like really long ago. It was only like 4 or 5 chapters and God, it was such a tragic and harrowing story. I don't remember each and every detail about it, but I remember how it made me feel, and I remember sitting there bawling my eyes out after I finished reading. I'll probably make a video later on My Broken Mariko because today I want to specifically talk about I Want to Hold Aono-kun So Badly I Could Die. By the way, here's some trigger warnings before you start reading the manga. Alright. Cool. So I'm currently reading volume 8 of this manga, and so far this has been one of the most interesting reads I've had this year. I started reading this manga thinking it would mainly be romance with some horror sprinkled here and there, but oh my god, this shit is scary as much as it is romance. Okay. First, let's get the plot out of the way. We have Yuri Kariya, a very shy and introverted high schooler who has a huge crush on Ryuhei Aono, aka Aono-ku, and she eventually asks him out. Aono is the type of guy who will say yes to anything. My bro didn't even know her name but agreed to go out with her and then dies after like 2 weeks of dating her. Very weird start. I know, it gets weirder. So now Yuri is like, I don't want to live without my boo who I met like 2 weeks ago, so I'll just try to off myself as well. Anyway, as she was going to, off herself, Aono-kun's ghost appears and stops her from doing so. He promises Yuri that if she continues to live, then he too will stay by her side. Yuri is very much in love with Aono. Actually, no, this was more like an obsession than love. She barely knows this person, and it seemed like she was the only thing she was holding on to in her life. And his death very deeply affected her. As you'll read, you'll understand where is Yuri's hyperfixation on Aono is coming from. But for now, let's just talk about the fact that Yuri has a ghost boyfriend. I know this sounds very much like a rom-com till now, but towards the end of the chapter 1 itself, you'll realize this is heading somewhere else. Yuri and Aono are chilling, watching movies when Yuri asks, can you possess people or something? Aono, my innocent baby, refuses. But as soon as Yuri says, want to try it on me, Aono's demeanor shifts drastically. Aono's eyes and the surrounding becomes dark, and as soon as Yuri gives him permission, Aono possesses her. This was the moment you realize, okay, this is not just a romance. The horror is very real. And the mangaka Umi Shina draws the shifts between normal Aono and evil Aono so perfectly horrifying. Like there's always this ominous tension whenever Aono switches. One moment you see Yuri and Aono having their cute romantic moment, and the next thing you see Aono is pressuring Yuri to let him possess her. And it's not always Yuri getting possessed. Essentially anyone who says the phrase you can come in directly or indirectly to Aono gets possessed. And it's not even in Aono's control, like normal Aono's control. Every time evil Aono takes over normal Aono, to Aono it just feels like a dream, so he doesn't really have much of a control. Now I want to talk about the relationship between Aono and Yuri because initially when they got together, it didn't seem like Aono cared much about her. Oh my god, my kitty's here. Noko, say hi. Hello. Okay. He was just being polite. But slowly, after he came back as a ghost, it is so heartwarming to see them get to know each other and genuinely start to fall for each other. Before meeting Aono, Yuri didn't really have much to herself. Like, there's this scene where these two girls who come to Yuri with a query and they don't even know her name, even though it's been quite a few months since their year started. This never really bothered Yuri. She's totally fine with having no friends, and that's why I believe when she fell in love with Aono, she gave her everything. She was so love-struck, and the grief of losing the only person in the world you care about, that must have hurt her so deeply that when Aono-kun did come back with his demands, she did not think twice until she started making friends who cared about her. As days passed, Aono became more and more greedy, to the point sometimes his actions on trying to trick Yuri to letting him possess her seemed borderline abusive. A lot of the time their actions seemed pretty sexual, and that made you question, was Aono really the best person when he was alive? We barely know anything about him when he was alive. Sometimes his stories don't even match, and when Yuri questions them, he turns into evil Aono. Yuri has no sense of boundaries. Yuri has no sense of self-preservation because she has no self-worth outside of Aono. Her actions scare me more than Aono's because at the end of the day, Aono is a spiritual entity who wants to slowly take everything from Yuri. But Yuri is so deeply in love with Aono, again and again she lets him in and change her. Their relationship mirrors the behavior of a partner who pushes the sexual boundaries. Aono loves her, but he also needs something from Yuri, and that hurts her to give that. He asks and asks, and because Yuri loves him, she says yes. Again and again. But then again, does she really have a choice? Evil Aono will always find a way to trick her, and she does not want to disappoint him, so she lets him. There is this very disturbing dream sequence where it shows Yuri and Aono are grown-ups and they live together, and every time Aono gets, horny, he bites Yuri. Sorry, let me correct myself. He takes chunks out of her flesh. And yeah, that obviously hurts Yuri a lot, but she doesn't mention it to Aono because first, Aono has no remembrance of ever eating a piece of Yuri, and second, she doesn't want to disappoint Aono. Reading this part was so scary because I know people who have just normalized abuse in their life. Yuri literally cannot function properly in her daily life because of Aono, and yet she won't confront him about that in the fear of losing him. I hate this so much. I hate how toxic this is. So other than Yuri and Aono, we have two more important characters, and they are Masayoshi Fujimoto, Aono's best friend, and Mio Hori, a classmate of Yuri who is homeschooled and watches a lot of horror movies. So she's the knowledgeable one, the one always researching about the folklore and the history of the town to help Aono pass over peacefully. Aono gets so evil sometimes. He doesn't really like Yuri visiting Mio because Mio doesn't let Aono in her home. And it really bothers Aono that he can't control Yuri via Mio, like having her as a liability or something. And I actually feel bad for Aono because he in his normal self, he's the sweetest, most nicest person to Yuri. And I want them together always, but at the same time, I'm so conflicted because I know them being together is going to hurt Yuri only the most. I wonder what I would do if I was in Yuri's situation. Anyway, let's talk about the art because damn it, it's so good. At a glance, the artwork would seem very ordinary, your typical nothing special, and then suddenly you'd be hit with frames like this. This is triggering my trypophobia so bad. There's not much gore in the manga, like there's barely any, but there is a lot of body horror, and if I'm being honest, this is the first time I felt very uncomfortable and unsettling looking at the body horror. The entire setting, it's so creepy and so unpredictable. I am always on the lookout for when he is turning evil again, like how he is going to harm everyone around him now. The tension of the horror is perpetual while reading this manga. Usually the art is pretty wholesome, but when it needs, it goes hard, and I'm so excited to finish this manga. It's so well written, it's such a good horror, it's such a good romance. I wish more people would talk about it. I also think it's a very important read because it constantly asks you the question that what if the person you think is your soulmate actually is draining the life out of you? Now that's scary, isn't it? I hope they show more of Yuri's and Aono's background, like their family. I'm currently reading volume 8 and they have just started showing a bit more of Aono's mom and his brother. Aono's relation with his mom is kind of weird. I don't want to spoil anything, but I know for a fact that it'll get more disturbing. And as for Yuri's family, I hate her sister. God, she's the worst. I hate her so much. I really want Yuri to stand up against her sister because otherwise she's going to make her life more miserable. That's it, I guess. Please read the manga. I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it. Tatsuki Fujimoto even made an artwork for it, which looks beautiful. I will blindly trust whatever this man suggests because GOAT recognizes GOAT. And if you think for a second, then yeah, no wonder he liked this manga. This is exactly the type of weird, creepy shit he'll be attracted to. So I'm going to go finish reading I Want to Hold Aono so badly I could die. You guys also give a shot, and don't forget to read My Broken Mariko as well because it's beautiful and it will make you cry. So here's 2 recommendations for how to start the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. See ya.